Hello and welcome back to the Wisdom Warhammer channel. In today's video, I'll be talking about the important but sad role of the Techmarines in the Space Marine chapters. I will talk about their lore, and in the end I will summarize the lore. Then I will finish up the video on why the Techmarines are important to the Space Marine chapters. Side note, I do not own any artwork in the video, and all things Warhammer are under the ownership of Games Workshop and Black Library. Now, with the intro out of the way, let's get the video started on the important but sad role of the Techmarines in the Space Marine chapters. I would like to start the lore section with a quote. It states, "Yours is to heed the machine as others heed their kin. Tend to the war spirits all about, but do so in the knowledge that you do the Emperor's duty. Without your ministries, no bolt may be fired and no enemy slain." That was an extract from the Apotheca of Eons, verse 3, which is a religious text, possibly from the cult Mechanicus. But that verse explains a little bit of what the Techmarines do, and that means they're the engineers of the Space Marine chapters. They were created when the Emperor forged an alliance with the tech cults of Mars, and the legions would allow Space Marines with affinity for technology to be trained by the tech cults. Through this arduous task of learning about technology that the Mechanicus would be sending to the legions, and without this knowledge, the legions would not be able to make war. Training to be a priest of Mars takes 20 standard Terran years, and what they learned was rites of activation, hymnals of maintenance, and how to call a machine spirit forward or calm the machine spirit. When they return to the legions, and in the current time, they have dual loyalties by blood to his Legion/chapter, and his mind and spirit to the Omnissiah. To be a Techmarine is a hard and long path to take, but an important one, and they sacrifice their humanity to protect it better than before. Another part of being a Techmarine that shows that it is a hard road is that their dual loyalties cause them to be outcasts in the eyes of their brethren and most of the Mechanicus, and only feel camaraderie with fellow Techmarines. One thing that the Techmarines had to deal with is that they spend more time doing their work in the forges and keeping to themselves, not because they want to, is because of their dual loyalties and mistrust. They are not allowed to participate in chapter traditions, ceremonies, and rituals, but despite all those problems, they are held in great esteem by their battle brothers who recognize their skills as a Techmarine. Another reason why they're held in high esteem is that they keep the chapter's war machine running, and without them, the chapter would not be able to go to war. A Techmarine does wear the Machina Opus, which is the symbol of the Mechanicus, and they incorporate red on their battle plate, with their chapter's heraldry on one of their pauldrons. Techmarines are allowed to join the Death Watch, and they're extremely valuable and irreplaceable in the kill teams and watch fortresses. As they work in the forges and the vaults of the watch fortresses, they are able to understand more of the Imperial war machine and Xenos technology that they encounter during missions and in the vaults of the fortress. They are locked in the vaults with only their fellow Techmarines to examine the technology they hold within them, and they inform the watch commander on if artifacts that they recovered are a threat or not. When on a mission, they are doing the same tasks as if they are on the Watch Fortress, but they recover artifacts that are important to contain and give to the Inquisition for study. In the fortress monasteries and the ships of nomadic chapters have forges and armories, which hold the weapons and vehicles, and of course the Techmarines, in which they spend most of their time alone or working with other Techmarines and coming out when they are needed for war or advice. The war gear of a Techmarine is very different from any of the other chapter Marines, and even more technologically upgraded than their brethren's war gear. They have a servo arm attached to their back, which can lift a tank and rip a tank open, and have cybernetic hands to better communicate with the machine spirit and repair the damage. They also have servitors as bodyguards during combat, and due to their loyalty to the Mechanicus, they are given better cybernetics and enhancements that the chapter are not allowed to have. There is always a Master of the Forge, which is the most experienced and most knowledgeable Techmarine, which is able to tell if a machine spirit is damaged just by looking at it. He is also the keeper of the ancient and treasured technological lore of the chapter, and is the only one to awaken an ancient dreadnought from their cold slumber. They do have a seat on the chapter council, but they are an outcast among outcasts due to their knowledge and pushing the limit on technological upgrades for the chapter's armory. Not all chapters treat their Master of the Forge like a second thought. For example, the Iron Hands and the Astral Knights treat them as great assets that require respect from the non-Techmarines. But the Astral Knights are gone. The last thing that a Master of Forge has refined his skills and knowledge of technology that rivals the most senior tech priests of Mars. Now, to summarize the lore section of the Techmarines, the Space Marines who have affinity for technology are sent to Mars to be trained to be a priest of Mars. But choosing this path will result in them losing their humanity and being mistreated by their battle brothers and the cult Mechanicus. The thing they get in return is that they are extremely valuable and vital to the chapter, because without them, the chapter cannot go to war effectively. They still serve in battle as combat engineers, and they use technology that the chapter can't use in battle. Techmarines are allowed to serve in the Death Watch, and they are extremely valuable in the kill teams and the watch fortresses due to them examining the artifacts from the Dark Age of technology and alien races. The most knowledgeable and skilled of the Techmarines is the Master of the Forge, who has refined his skills and knowledge of technology to a point where he rivals the most senior tech priests of Mars. I am now going to explain why the Techmarines' role is important. Obviously, if the chapters didn't have the Techmarines, the chapter would not be able to go to war effectively. They're truly not liked by their battle brothers due to them sacrificing their humanity, but that makes them protect humanity better. Another big reason for the importance of the Techmarines is that they maintain the machine spirits in the war gear of the chapter. Because if something is wrong with a machine spirit, it will not function in battle, and it could be prone to curses. Having a Techmarine in combat is vital if a vehicle gets damaged, because they can repair the damage if the damage is minimal. The last reason why the Techmarines are important is because of the Master of the Forge, who can speak on the behalf of the Techmarines in Council. Masters of the Forge are also the only ones who can awaken ancient dreadnoughts, and the other Techmarines can awaken non-ancient dreadnoughts. So without the Techmarines to awaken the dreadnoughts, the chapter loses a very dangerous weapon and the wisdom from the ancient dreadnoughts. We have now come to the end of the video on the important but sad role of the Techmarines in the Space Marine chapters. In the next video, I will be covering the importance of the apothecaries in the Space Marine chapters. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit the like button and share with someone who would like this content. If you are new to the channel and would like to see more content, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification to be notified when a new video comes out. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a good day. This is Wisdom Warhammer, signing off.